Hi, my name's Leah Adler. The speech that I chose was the speech declaring war against the United States by Adolf Hitler on December 11th, 1941. Hitler was a great speech maker and a great speech giver. He said that he knew men are won over less by the written than by the spoken word, that every great movement on this earth owes its growth to great orators and not to great writers. I think people were most willing to follow him because he seemed to have the right answers in a time of enormous economic upheaval. And it's really rare that in the history of Western civilization that so much is dependent on one man's personality, thoughts, and opinions. He created his own political theory and a government, and they couldn't have existed without him. One thing that he did was he made a popular and major speech at 8 p.m. every time. In a day and age when most people did hard physical labor, he knew that the audience was tired and less able to think critically about what he was saying. And because their life was so hard, he gave his audience a scapegoat for why their lives were so hard. Again, it was someone else making your life hard, and it's really not your fault, he said. He also had a good sense of timing. Every time he moved up to the podium to speak, he waited for a while. And this created tension, and people really stopped moving in their seats and waited for his speech to begin. He also started speeches hesitantly, basically so quiet that people had to strain to hear, and so after a pregnant pause, he had this unusually quiet voice, and he began to build up to the points he wanted to make. And while the early stages of his speeches were reasonable, an exasperated man, at the end he was virtually shouting, and he was clearly an angry man with a very strong message. Adolf Hitler was an extraordinary orator and a persuader of men. The fact that no matter how vile his policies became, he retained the support of German popular opinion bears witness to this. He used this gift not to benefit society, but rather to deceive and destroy millions of lives. Hitler's name will not be categorized in history as he probably thought it would be. He's not remembered as the man to cleanse the master race from all impurities, nor is he remembered as the patriarch of a new empire. Instead, he's remembered as a merciless tyrant who murdered millions of people based only on their race, religion, political views, sexuality, and handicaps. He's remembered as the man who inspired millions to march willingly to their deaths in defense of this vile cause, and he will forever be remembered as the coward who committed suicide rather than do the same.